Nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is.
She thinks it's a solid case at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff that they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy.
Come to believe. Courage is hope in action.
All right, everyone. Finally, it is happening. In addition to insulting Erika Kirk, Candace Owens is making absurd accusations that she might be part of a scheme to elevate TPUSA Chief of Staff Mikey McCoy and position him as Charlie's successor. Charlie was only a few feet away from Mikey McCoy when he was shot, but he didn't even flinch or turn to see what had happened. Instead, he left discreetly while speaking on the phone. Furthermore, although they're focused on hiding Erika's behavior and defending Mikey, TPUSA showed little interest in seeking justice for Charlie. In fact, it seems that Candace is the only one looking for the truth. In the meantime, Erika is already making plans for the future and talking about how excited she is about all the new opportunities.
Assurance to people that Turning Point USA is continuing, and it is. I mean, we are so blessed to have more work than we even could ever dream of. I mean, it's beautiful.
Erika's behavior becomes even more questionable at this point. Candace is currently in a frenzy because she won't stop looking for and gathering receipts that could connect Erika and TPUSA to the plot against Charlie. They are now threatening to sue Candace and try and put her under a gag order. However, Candace is just getting started. Actually, all she did was dump a couple more receipts that connect certain TPUSA members to questionable behavior. There are more besides Erika and her Romanian Angels organization. Candace claims that Tyler Bohr, the COO of TPUSA, had sex with young male interns and was connected to questionable Ukrainian orphanages. Candace is now publicly attacking Erika for promoting TPUSA's new leadership instead of seeking justice for her husband, suggesting that she has had enough of giving her the benefit of the doubt. Candace went so far as to say that she is not surprised that some people think Charlie is still alive based on Erika's behavior. You couldn't know that this woman lost her husband a few weeks ago.
I've received an unbelievable amount of emails from people that are convinced that Charlie's actually still alive, right? And it's not sad because those people are crazy. They're actually reacting to the lack of emotion and the lack of drive that is coming out of Turning Point USA to figure out who killed him. Yeah, that is how absurd they are acting. Just move on. Just donate to Turning Point USA. This is what Charlie wants. And that's his legacy.
And Candace didn't end there. In a more recent episode of her show, instead of demanding justice and transparency for Charlie, she confronted Erika head-on and reprimanded her for acting like the girl boss of TPUSA CEO.
I have been my advice for Erika in a stage of grieving to go from being the widow to being the CEO and the chairman of the company. If I was running the company, I would have said, let's put in place an interim CEO, right? Someone below Justin Strife, I think, was the COO. I would have put in an interim CEO and allowed people to figure things.
Candace then brought up Erika's previous interview with Jesse Waters, where Erika stated that she had accepted the official account of Charlie's death and the gunman's identification.
The defense wants to ban cameras in the courtroom. How do you feel about that?
There were cameras all over my husband when he was murdered. There have been cameras all over my friends and family mourning. There have been cameras all over me, analyzing my every move, analyzing my every smile, my every tear. We deserve to have cameras in there. Why not be transparent? There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on. Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
But despite the official story's many shortcomings, Candace says there is something strange about Erika just following the FBI's narrative. Candace went on to suggest that Erika is not advocating for transparency because she knows that doing so will expose TPUSA and its alleged role in the events of September 10th.
The entire issue and the energy right now is that people, irrespective of what's happening on paper, don't believe the story. They don't believe the story. and you are, and of course this is only a snippet of the interview, so I'm sure more will be said here, but I'm getting that you have seen the case, you think it's a solid case, she thinks it's a solid case at least, and is saying, show everybody what you have so they can see true evil. Within her capacity of chairman and CEO of Turning Point USA, they could be more transparent about what happened that day. People don't like the stuff they've seen about Mikey McCoy. They don't like what they've seen about Rob McCoy. They don't like the history of Rob and Mikey McCoy and their involvement here. They don't like the video of Terrell. They don't believe what time text messages were sent or when the phone calls took place. You know, Rob McCoy is lying. In the areas that you can control transparency, I think doing that would be beneficial to Turning Point USA, because I don't think Turning Point USA is going to survive.
Let's talk about Tpuza and the people Candace is accusing. First up is Tpuza's chief of staff, Mikey McCoy. Erika admired Charlie upon her first visit after his death.
Husband's chief of staff, the amazing Mikey.
So what was the amazing Mikey doing on September 10th? After all, he was right behind Charlie. And notice his immediate reaction when Charlie was hit. Mikey didn't even duck or flinch, which is what happens when someone in front of you is shot. Instead, he held a phone to his ear and walked away in a composed manner. Mikey didn't stay long enough to see how Charlie was doing, but then Pastor Rob McCoy, his father, claimed that Mikey told him over the phone that Charlie had been shot in the neck.
And I'm watching. The minute Charlie was shot, he called me. He says, "Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray." It's okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just interrupting. He had blood all over him.
The fact that Pastor McCoy blatantly lied about Mikey having blood all over him is another peculiar aspect. Why would he even make up something like that when the video is accessible to everyone? But in the following segment, things become even more bizarre. Erika now claims that she was the one on the phone with Mikey after Charlie was shot. But aside from Mikey McCoy and his pastor father, there are other questionable people at TPU. Candace is also attacking COO Tyler Bohr, alleging that an insider informed her that Tyler was having sex with male interns at Tpuza.
Another person who wrote us was telling me the story about Tyler Boyer's involvement in like Maricopa County politics in general. Like, what did he do before in Arizona? And yeah, it's just the kind of stories. Again, he said he approached him several times about embezzlement. You know, Tyler was hooking up with young interns, young male interns, or young male workers. And he didn't even care. He's like, I would go on record because all of this happened, and I had the proof that all of this happened. And everybody knows about Tyler Boyer at Turning Point USA. It's like an absurdity. But this is the person that is putting people in places of power at Turning Point USA.
Candace has continued to ask questions about the unsolved concerns in Charlie's case. She has questioned whether crucial details of the investigation have been fully disclosed and pointed out strange similarities between those implicated, particularly those connected through international humanitarian endeavors. Others involved in the case claim that many of the rumors that are making rounds online are untrue and advise waiting for verified information. However, Candace's persistence has made the public aware of discrepancies and the absence of formal updates. While her critics contend that she is promoting speculation, her supporters see her as just advocating for transparency and truth.